the People's Podcast. What's up, good people? This is your boy DJ Busby.
And it's your boy JKD.
And this is the People's Podcast, back for another episode. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at the PPLS Podcast. And in the link in the bio, you could find all of our platforms that we upload the show to.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. We're on episode 11, I believe. So making headway.
Yep.
Good stuff. I'm glad to see, we're keeping up with the momentum of being consistent.
Yeah.
Because, we did just piss off for a whole year after pre-live. So that's kind of, we're doing a pretty good job, I would say. Congrats, guys. Congrats. Yeah. Congrats on doing what we're supposed to do. This has been a huge headache. As of the recording of this episode, we were supposed to have started about an hour ago.
Yes.
My phone has completely blown up, and I've been dealing with phone calls and messages about Tsunami this entire time for the last hour and a half.
Good problem to have, bro.
Very good problem to have. Very good problem to have. We are almost at 1,000 tickets sold in under 2 hours.
That's crazy.
I am shocked.
Yeah.
It's insane that the brand has grown to that level, and I thank you guys. But Jesus Christ, leave me alone. I have about 30, just now on my splash page, about 30 people yelling. What do you want me to? What more can I do?
Buzz, is it about the money or is it about the people?
I saw this DJ. I can't remember the youth's name. Somebody that probably will never get a DJ Busby booking now.
Oh, no.
But he typed in my comments, is it about the money or is it about the people? Come on. You have no clue who I am if you're even saying that.
Right. Facts.
Literally, and then my response to him wasn't even to him. I said it to everybody in the studio right now. We here doing this podcast week after week, not getting $1.
Right.
Just for the betterment of our culture. And you have the nerve to type something like that in my comment section. And you know what the craziest part is about having a good, solid name? My people dealt with them.
Exactly.
As we're doing this podcast, my people are in the comments dealing with them.
Right.
I don't have to do nothing.
Right.
They're dealing with him, and then they're posting their own thing about I took a screenshot of one of them. I love this. And then we'll get into the show because we have an amazing special guest here today. She said, "Alia, please, just say you're broke and go."
It's facts though, bro.
You're really complaining about the price for one of the biggest events on Caravana weekend. Kiss my teeth. Roll eyes emoji.
Yeah.
And as I, very loudly said in my basement, and I hope all of these people that are cussing in my comments heard me, I ask you to come to Tsunami. If you can't afford that, this is where we separate the men from the boys, the women from the girls. You understand me? If you can't afford that, and you are dealing with your situation, I'm not begging for you to be there.
Right.
I'm simply putting it out there. If you would like to come to the event, come.
Right.
I understand these website situations happen, but the reason I shouldn't even have to explain myself. But I'll do it to a certain extent. The reason I chose that website is because it gives me better incentives to do more for the event, for all of us, than the other websites I've been using. Period. Because there was a site crash, it was the first time I'm using it. It's their first year in operation. Right. Goddamn Private Ryan used it for Soca Brainwash.
Right.
That's probably telling you something.
Right, exactly.
In the grand scheme of things. Come on. You guys are always pointing the finger and you have no idea who I am. A lot of these people are brand new to me. So I can't, but anyway, let me not.
But hey, you do it for the money, not the people, right?
Let me make sure I screenshot that DJ, huh? Because next thing, watch, a year or two, mark my words, they're going to be begging for a gig in my DMs. But if I were to go on a rant about this subject, it could last the whole podcast. So let's just stop there and introduce our very special guest of the day.
Yes, sir.
Now we've had, as I keep down the line. I don't think we're going to go in chronological order as we've been doing, but it's been the first 4 interviews that we've had. The first one was Kevin Crown.
Yep.
Entertainment.
Yes.
Highest level of entertainment when it comes to DJs.
Right.
We've had Jasmine Lee.
Yep.
High level mortgage broker.
Right. Talking about wealth.
Yeah. Generational wealth and building that through real estate. So go and check out these podcasts, guys. And the third guest, our brother Willard.
Yes.
A relationship episode, which was very, very well received.
Yeah. Our most viewed one.
Yeah. So many people messaged me say, "Yo, he needs to be a regular."
Yeah.
He was really good at the things he was saying, etc. So
yeah.
Big up to Willard. But now We have a special guest here
Yes.
to let us know what's the subject matter today, JKD.
We are talking about the H word.
Honey.
That's where mine was. Sorry, what?
Exactly.
My bad. Bring it back. What are we talking about today?
We are talking about health
What?
today. We are talking about health, okay? Health.
Okay.
All right. And we have our special guest. She is no stranger to this platform. Well, she is new to this new platform.
New one.
Yes. But to our old one, she's no stranger. But we have a special guest. She goes by the name of Nicole King.
We just do Miss King, you know.
Miss King?
We'll just do Miss King today.
You don't want nobody to know your first name?
Yo, well, now it's out,
Okay,
right?
I'm sorry.
No. That's the power of editing.
Right? Yeah, edit that. Miss King.
I beep that out. Miss King, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Very good to see you.
Thank you guys for having me. You know,
Anytime, yes.
I'm excited.
Very good. And then, we had you on the pre line before.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think about, the evolution and the changes? you
Boy,
see?
watch us set up now.
Yeah.
Watch us set up now. Honestly, super proud of you guys. Like
Thank
the
you.
whole vibe, like the vibe before was always amazing. You know what I mean? But like to see where you guys have evolved and where you guys are going. So excited that I can even be, say that I can be part of your guys' journey in this. So
Appreciate
super
that.
dope.
Thank you so much. And, as we said, we brought you here on the topic of health.
Yeah.
One thing, you've seen our progression with the podcast, us as people, us as DJs, and the things we've gone through, especially with the last 2 years.
Right.
Now, on the flip side, we've seen you
Right.
putting in that work,
Yep.
lost a lot of weight, got into a very different mind state than you may have been in before, and got to a point where, like, you not only did it for yourself, but you were an inspiration to others. You promoted that healthy lifestyle to others. So talk a little bit about that journey.
Right.
What happened there?
So it's crazy because like the last time I was on here, I was just speaking just about my business,
Right.
just about Miss King's Kitchen, right? And kind of like I was just doing my YouTube and all those type of things, right? And I was enjoying it. Listen, I love being able to speak to people and do all those kind of things. But then when COVID hit, things just began to change. It changed for everyone, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I just found myself getting like really depressed and like really like I was home all the time, and me and my mom were home together. And let me tell you, me and my mom can drink some wine. So we were drinking up our wine. Right. And I was making every single comfort food you can think of. Every single day, I was just like, yo, whatever. If it's creamy pasta, if it's oxtail, if it's... we are cooking heavy. And then I feel like it just came to a point that that's all we were doing was just drinking and eating.
Right.
Just drinking and eating. And then we just start getting like, we're not moving as much. We're not, it's almost like we're not even like socially drinking anymore. We're just drinking on our own and those type of things. So I'm like, you know what? Something needs to change. This is not okay. So I was like, yeah, Mom, we're making a change. I'm making this change. You're going to make the change with me. And that's basically when the journey started. Okay. I decided to, and it wasn't like, let's be honest, like I grew up in a very Jamaican household. So like, you can't just not eat
what you're accustomed to,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so I had to find ways to make it something that I wanted to enjoy.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Right? Yeah. And I feel like that's a big, huge thing. Well, eating healthy food or even being healthy, a lot of people feel like automatically being healthy, oh my gosh, it's automatic drag.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's an automatic, it's almost like it's a chore all of a sudden. But why does it have to be a chore if it's something that's going to improve your life or if it's going to help you live, you know, at the end of the day, not just for yourself or for your family and for everyone around you, you know what I mean? So that's kind of where the journey began. And from there, like, we just started working out hard and meal prep started coming. So if you guys don't know, you know, I do my own meal prep.
Okay.
And that started again just from me posting online and kind of just sharing my inspiration, just trying to show my story with people. Like, listen, eating healthy doesn't have to be this boring, you know, boiled chicken that people don't wash, you know, what people are talking about, you know what I mean?
I know that's what he thinks it is.
Right, exactly. It doesn't have to be that, okay? We clean our chicken, then we season it. It's just how do you cook your chicken, right? Are you
Buzz, you wash your chicken?
What's wrong with it? I'm done with a lot this last 2 hours, Josh. I don't need this right now. Support me, goddammit. No, but for me,
yeah.
When I look at it, like in general, it be looking like rabbit food sometimes.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, no, I used to view it like that too.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but why do we have to do, like, think about even jerk seasoning.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, jerk seasoning is not like, there's nothing bad about it.
Yeah.
Especially if you get like a homemade jerk seasoning or something that hasn't been sitting on the shelf for, for years or whatever, you know what I mean? It has all very natural seasoning in it. It has the pimento, it has your scallion, it has your onion, it has your Scotch bonnet pepper. It has, and pepper's great for when you're even trying to be healthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
So even with that, like we have a friend, big up Seashells.
Yes.
She does vegan desserts, and she does the tutorial videos on her Twitch page. Like she'll have cooking shows
right.
on certain times of night on a weeknight. But she actually did a program with JKD and I and a bunch of DJs kind of to do taste testing with not only her vegan options for desserts, but she worked with a vegan restaurant.
Yeah.
And they literally sent us like packages of, as you're talking about, like Caribbean seasoned vegan food.
Right.
And some of it actually like had the texture of meats and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, what
It's
is
crazy,
this magic?
Right?
What is going on here? You know?
Yeah.
It was crazy. But, and then to dive a little bit more into the food subject, you brought up meal prep.
Yeah.
So go through the people with some of your tips and tricks when it comes to meal prep.
I say keep it simple. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, so what I like to do, I'll buy a whole chicken, season up my chicken, and bake a chicken, right? I'll pick 2 proteins for my week if I'm just doing it for myself. So it would be chicken and say salmon. So I'm going to go buy a salmon fillet. I'm going to go buy a whole chicken. I'm going to cook them both at the same time. I'm going to cook up my sides. And like, listen, brown rice doesn't taste bad, people. Parboiled rice is not the way to go. Like, let's leave it alone as West Indian people. If you're going to do anything, let's at least go basmati, okay? Jasmine, let's try something.
My mom done tried all of those options.
Like,
and every time I'm just like, what is this?
Wild rice.
Stick to what we know.
You know what I mean? And there's things like,
And what is that? White rice?
Right?
Huh?
White
rice?
rice?
What we know. Come on. What is this? This is bird food. Get this.
Stop.
I'm playing. But I get what you're saying.
I do a rice and peas, but with brown rice now.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Yeah, cauliflower rice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
that's
I
an
mean,
option.
my mother-in-law made me brown. Like when I used to cook brown rice, it always came out horrible. But my mother-in-law cooked it one time, and she's like, "No, you just gotta add like seasoning. You gotta add.
You gotta add
your
more
own-"
water to
right,
it.
Right, and it will come out the way how you want it.
Yeah.
And when she did that, bro, it opened my eyes. Was like, yeah,
It's the way
you
that
could
you
do that
flavor
with,
it.
You could do that with these kind of foods. I'm like, okay,
100%. Like, why can't you? You know what I mean? Like, when I'm cooking down my rice, I'm gonna drop some garlic in there, some scallion in there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Some like spice.
not?
Like, why not? These are seasonings that you can add to your food without adding calories.
That's
You know what I mean? They're like, and that's why when some people are like, "Oh gosh, healthy food looks so bland," like there are so many seasonings that don't add calories,
Wow.
right? So why not add some paprika? Go get some oregano, some parsley. You know what I mean? Some garlic. Crush it.
Right.
Let's go.
So is it something where like Sunday night you already prepared food for the entire week?
I prepare my food. Okay, because I know me. I like to switch up my food like halfway through the week. So I'll prepare my food for 3 days.
Okay.
Because I know come Wednesday, I don't want to eat the same thing
Yeah.
again. I want to kind of start switching it up. So I will, but what I do as well is I portion all my food when I buy it. So if I'm buying like I don't know, like a pack of ground beef, before I put it in the freezer, I'm going to portion it for like the size of meal.
Oh, okay.
Right? So even if I'm coming home from work and I need to cook something, it's going to be something quick and it's already portioned.
Okay.
That keeps me in check too.
Right.
So I portion all my food at the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
This is how much food you're allowed to have, Nicole. Mom, there's your food. Right? How are you going to eat it?
So what are the benefits of doing like having a meal prep? Like what are the benefits from it?
You're not going to eat out on road. I feel like that is the biggest thing. Like, honestly, when you have meal prep, you already have your food ready to go. It's the convenience of not having to cook.
Okay.
It's the convenience of that time you're getting back. When you come home from work, if you're working 9 to 5 or whatever hours you're working, when you come home, you're not thinking, you don't want to sit behind a stove or unthaw the chicken. And, by the time you're unthaw chicken, you're like, I don't want to cook anymore. I'm going to order something.
Right.
Done. Easy.
Yeah.
Or I'm just going to make something super quick,
Yeah.
that has a whole bunch of carbs and a whole bunch of salt in it.
No, I hear you, because I definitely funded a lot of Uber Eats Canada these past 2 years.
Facts.
So many of my people is like, hey, I still love my Uber Eats once in a while too. But even when I want to order healthy food on Uber Eats, I'm paying like $18 for one meal.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, facts.
All the amount of money that you're going to be spending, you might as well just take some of it, start it off at the beginning of the week. And
Yeah. Which omits like the excuse of healthy eating is expensive, because it very well could be, but if you're still Uber Eating anyway, that's more expensive than the
Right.
expensive healthy.
yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You did touch on something else that I think is an important one for everybody out there, and it was the fact that you got your mother onto
Yes.
the situation. Now explain that journey, and especially from the standpoint of a Caribbean older woman that, you know, has had a child and all these things.
Listen, and
How
it's-
did you end up doing that magic?
right? And it's still difficult with her. Like I made like just a quick pasta just not too long ago, and she came in. She's like, "What is this, diet pasta?" I'm like, "It's not diet pasta. It's just I just didn't put a cream sauce in it. You know what I mean? It's shrimp scampi, mom. This is a real pasta. This is- you can buy it. Like you know what I mean? But
Oh, it is.
like legit, like she was dissing it real quick. Wasn't even trying diet pasta. This with my mom, I found that it was easier, even with my dad too, because my dad, he was a mailman, so he walks all the time. So he's a very healthy guy. He plays soccer and everything like that. He's mid-60s, and he's like, this man can sprint way faster than I can. So
Right.
big up to dads. But when it came to my mom, and like, you know, dealing with the whole her being straight back Jamaican, instead of me trying to take away all of her favorite foods, I I literally started portioning her plate for her.
Okay.
Got you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes, like, I don't want to strip away all your good, like, some things that you love so much.
Right.
But it's just, and how much are we eating and when are we eating it? So guess what, Mom? We're not going to be having, you know, the oxtail with rice and peas
Right.
for the second time this week at dinner time.
Right.
Nope. We're not doing that. If you're gonna have anything, you're gonna have half the size, and you're not gonna have no rice and peas. You're just gonna have it with veggies, and you're gonna have it in the middle of the day.
Got you. Makes sense. No, that's good that you're regulating it too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, cause you need to be able to like kind of hold their hand and help them throughout the like, especially the beginning process. And I'm so happy to say that my mom lost close to 50 pounds
Wow.
during our time during COVID.
Congrats.
That's big.
And she took it upon herself to start walking and, you know, doing extra things just to make herself feel good. Because once the weight started coming off, you naturally start to feel better about
Of course,
yourself. You
of
want to
course.
strut, you want to show off a
Right.
little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And trust me, when I mean that woman's showing off now, hey,
That's
You guys see
big.
Mumsy in a party?
yeah, man, yeah. This is like
Tsunami.
hey, stop it.
You imagine she poured drinks from No, I hear you. That's a really dope story, and I appreciate hearing that. You know, more people. It would be nice to see that the younger generation getting the older involved,
Yeah,
because it's a difficult thing.
diabetes is a big thing with the Caribbean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
facts.
Like diabetes is a big thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, so my dad was pre-diabetic. Like, you know, like they told me like, oh, you got to be careful, you know, and then I have my grandmother who's diabetic. This person's diabetic, you know? So like diabetes is a big thing for our family. So it's like, how long do we guys want to live really and truly?
Facts. Now another thing too, you know, we like to be open on a podcast is a platform where you get to be open
Yes.
and share certain things. Share it to your extent, but I mean, we had a conversation this past week in Island Mix, and you and I, and I
Yeah.
remember you mentioned something about last year you went through something difficult, and that really took a lot for you to overcome that,
Yeah.
and then still get back to a place of trying to be be better health wise.
Yeah.
So share as much of that as you can and let us know like kind of what happened there.
Yeah. So, you know, like, so when COVID hit, I lost all of my jobs, right? So
Wow.
I'm a stadium bartender, so I bartend for the Leafs, for the Raptors, all those type of people. Lost that.
My God.
My next job, which was my 9 to 5, we were literally in the entertainment industry. That's all we did. We would build stages for
Right.
throughout all the different industries.
Yeah. Gone. Yep.
Right? So that was kind of like the first like hit of depression, and then I found like fitness and health, and that kind of brought me out of it. Then my parents decided like, hey, we're just gonna sell the family home. I know this is short notice, so you have to go live with someone else now and just kind of
Oh wow.
figure it out for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, you know, so I'm readjusting. okay, fine, I'm readjusting. But then meal prep started picking up. So I was like, I started feeling happy again.
Right.
Everything's okay.
Yeah.
We're flowing. But I'm telling you, that living situation that I was in took me, it tested me in different ways I never thought I was going to be tested.
Jeez.
Like, I couldn't even talk to my family about certain things, my friends, certain things. And you're just in this hole by yourself.
Right.
Right? But you know, business is still going, so you're finding your ways. Anyways, so how do we get there? So everything was going good, and then the business started dipping a little bit because we started opening back up for COVID. You know,
Right.
people were back outside. People don't want to eat meal prep. We want to eat outside food now, right? So outside food gone, and meal prep went down.
They wanted to go to barrels.
Right? Right? They wanted the pepper. They wanted the rice and peas, the regular one. They wanted the pigtail, and I wasn't gonna give it to them. Right? No pudding over here. So when that happened, a lot of my like close friends and family kind of just was like, you know, maybe you should get a real job again. And I'm like, but you guys, like, I'm loving what I'm doing. I'm gonna figure it out. And there was just so much doubt coming left, right, and center that I ended up just caving and getting a job. It wasn't a job that I wanted. Listen, and some people, when they get into this job, they're all like, yo, you made it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, I failed.
Yeah.
I failed. Like, I instantly felt like I failed.
Yeah.
And this job took up so much of my time, so much of everything.
Right.
I couldn't even spend time with my dog at home. Like it just took up everything. Took away family time, took away this, took away workouts.
It takes away your energy.
Right.
And that's what you need
Yeah.
for the workouts.
It took away eating clean.
Right.
It just took it all away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So from that, I literally just, and like, it sucks because when you're going through something like that, you hope that you can turn to a close friend or, you know, and explain the situation, or, you know, at least have them somewhat understand what you're going through. But instead, I was more so getting, well, you're in this job.
Right.
What's your problem?
No, I feel
Like,
that.
you know
I
what I
feel
mean?
that too.
Yeah.
Like, luckily, you know, Duran's doing something that he loves with what he's doing. But with me, it's the same thing. It's
Yeah.
a very comfortable job. Ideal, as you said. Like,
Yeah.
people say you made it. Ideal pay, benefits, all of that. But I'm sitting there like I'm literally pushing papers.
Right.
I am literally unfolding mail and scanning it like for 8 hours out of my day every day.
Right.
I understand exactly what you're saying. That kills your drive.
Kills it.
And then you have to be a seriously strong person to still do everything you want to do after all of that.
Yeah.
You know, and as much as it may be mundane and it could be viewed as easy, like, yeah, you're just scanning papers. No.
Yeah.
You are mindlessly typing in nonsense throughout
Yeah.
the day that you don't care about, but that stuff has a toll.
Right.
100%.
And no, I hear you. I sympathize with you. That sucks.
And then it sucks because, like, during that same time, my grandma got dementia.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? So it was like one rolling thing, and I got my own place. So now I'm like, okay, now I'm solely on your own. So now you have to keep this job because if you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just like, come on, like when am I just gonna get like a break? You know, like when am I gonna like?
When's enough enough?
When is enough enough? Anyways, I left that job.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Hey,
Congrats.
I left that job.
No, what, the term that I've heard is you fired your job.
Hey,
I like that. I like
yo,
saying that.
fire them. You what?
Yeah.
Run.
and that's why I think about this pandemic. I think it was a great, like, obviously COVID-19. I wish it never happened,
Yeah.
but in some cases, I think it was the best thing for a lot of people
I
in
agree.
terms of finding like who they really are and what they want to do. A lot of people have not returned back to their 9 to 5 just
Yeah.
because they found that passion, that drive that they want to do. And look what they're doing. Like, they're doing it to their best.
Mm-hmm.
They're making their own money. You know, they don't have to answer to anybody. They're doing all that. They're doing what they want to do. So
Exactly. And I don't want to diminish anybody or say that anybody is not of a certain stature, but like, for instance, if you look at businesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of businesses that couldn't stand the test of COVID went out of business.
right,
Facts.
exactly.
But why? you couldn't handle
Right.
the punch in the face,
Right.
which is what business is, a punch in the face.
Exactly.
They couldn't handle the change.
But the businesses that thrived were either the ones that already had capital to maneuver with the
Right.
change,
Right.
or the ones that took their resources, that whatever they had,
Right.
and made something.
Something else.
Yeah.
Right.
Case in point, this studio.
Exactly.
There was none of this
Right.
before COVID, but I utilized whatever I had
Right.
and built on that
Right.
to the point where the success steps that I made within COVID were paramount
Right.
for my career. And I would apply that same ideology to people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's in you.
Exactly.
You just have to find that.
Right.
And life, as businesses, life is a punch in the face.
Yep.
Today you're on top of the world. The next minute you have 1,000 people cussing you about tsunami. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But these things happen, and you just got to adjust with it. And the stronger people that can adjust with those things are the ones that are gonna make it.
Yeah.
So, like you said,
Absolutely.
even with everybody telling you you're comfortable, you got to
Yeah.
adjust. F that.
Yeah.
Fire your job
Right.
and do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's the gateway. You know.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I found like the only way that I'm going to like I feel like I came down to a certain point during my depression, during the time where I was like not wanting to be in that job, not working out, doing these sort of, I came to a point where I was like, do you want to live? Because it came to that point.
Wow.
Because I'm just like, it's not like I'm going to think like, oh, I'm going to go do something to myself. But it's like,
Right.
do you want to live? Like, what is the life that you're trying to live? I never thought that was going, like, that was going to be my life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I was like, if this is going to be my life, I don't know if this is something for me.
Yeah. Got you.
So it was like, okay,
You got to make a change.
we got to make a change. Because
Right.
the only person who can make a change is you.
You.
Though you're the only person that can change your situation.
Right.
Facts.
And change your health, change how you view the world. You are the only person that can change your own perspective. So it came down to like I had to just flick the switch. Let's go.
Yeah. So, you know, another thing that you brought up within what you were saying is the effect that people around you had on your decisions.
Right.
So expand a little bit more on that. Like, what do you think that is in terms of a toll on an individual, your surroundings?
100%. 100%.
Like, it's a lot, right?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, and it sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's you know what sucks. It sucks when you realize that the people that you thought you can lean on for the biggest things, or for the
Yeah.
are the ones that you can't.
Yeah.
You know, or the ones that you truly thought had your back or understood. You then realize, oh my gosh, they don't. They don't understand this plan. They don't understand where you're trying to go. You know what I mean? And it sucks. It sucks. But then I don't know. I came across a passage that was, or someone said it to me. It was like, listen, your dream is your dream.
Right.
So you can't expect the person beside you to understand your dream.
Right.
Like the Lord didn't put it in their mind, in their.
Right. Put it.
It's not for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So certain people will try to rock you off of your dream because they don't get it. It's not their dream.
True.
Absolutely. That was what Steve Harvey had said in that
Yeah.
interview.
It's not their dream.
It's not yours.
Not yours.
Whatever you are thinking and is in your head is what you are supposed to manifest.
Right.
And anybody getting in the way of that is literally just a barrier to where you need to be.
Right.
And it sucks when you come to realize
Yeah.
that they're a barrier.
Yeah. Because then that's something I deal with too, because you come across people like that, but it's hard to put up that barrier,
100%.
or it's hard to block that out, or it's hard to say you're doing this to me without feeling like, okay, this person's just gonna
Right.
mumble a bunch of things that I don't want to hear.
Right.
And
Yes.
sometimes when you continue to let them, like when you don't put up that barrier
Mm-hmm.
and you continue to let them affect you, then that is going to affect your health.
Yeah.
That affects you. You know what I mean? Like you're not thinking of it like that, but it's still affecting your health. Now you're probably like eating super late. You're drinking more. You're binging. You're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It affects you,
Yeah.
and so you really start to put yourself first.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, of all people, the night, like we're all in the nightlife. Let's say, JKD and I, 2 DJs, we're booked quite frequently, Fridays, Saturdays, and we always get to the end of the night and look at each other, and the first thing that this guy says to me, "Yo, Markham Station," and then I'm like, "Nah, maybe just McDonald's or A&W or something."
Bad.
It always happens.
Yeah.
What advice could you give for that scenario so that he could stop asking you to go Markham Station? You're Markham Station rat, right?
You putting me on the spot like that? Okay.
After everything before the podcast, Marcum Station rat.
Not the Marcum Station rat, though, people. Lord.
Okay, man.
Well, okay, there's a few options, right? Like, if you are going to go to Marcum Station, what are you getting?
I mean, I should be getting a salad, but
Most likely,
I'm
we're
eating.
both.
I'm eating probably wings, or I'm getting something like breakfast, like eggs or something.
See, the eggs and those type of things aren't bad, right?
Right.
Right? The hash browns is where you're going to come into your problem, right?
Right.
So maybe subbing it for a salad.
Yeah.
I know it's in the morning, but you know what I mean. Or like getting a wrap instead of, you know what I mean?
True,
If you're going to end
true.
up going to McDonald's,
Right.
like, don't be getting a McMuffin. Don't be getting a McGriddle. You
Right,
know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like, let's get a wrap.
Right.
Like, it's just fine. If you're going to be out and if you have to eat on road, make the best possible choice for where you are.
Yeah. True.
Got you.
True.
And if it's a late night thing, you know what I mean? Like, if you have the option to have something already prepped and ready for you before you head out.
Yeah.
So when you're done your gig,
So you don't have to be.
it's like already, it's here for you.
So we don't have to be driving to.
So you
like
don't have to be driving.
3 to 4 McDonald's.
No.
Try to find food.
Right? You have to find the one that's open because you know at
Yo.
5 o'clock they shut down. You know what I mean?
Let me
They're
tell you,
switching over.
Listen, the other night, what fun was it?
It was D-Rock's party.
Our D-Rock's party. Big up D-Rock. That party was dope. After the same exact scenario I just told you. Yo, Marcum Station. At this time, it wasn't even just him. Well, yes, it was. Yo, I'm standing outside. This guy's packing up. Listen, look, no, don't lie though. Don't lie though. We're gonna share this. It's entertaining.
Okay,
It is entertaining.
You hear this one.
Go ahead. Yo, he packing up everything in the venue, right? So I'm outside with all the people, like the group, the close friends.
Right.
About 10 of us, and everybody's saying, "Yo, Marcum Station. Let's go to Marcum Station." I stood there. Everyone's listening to me. I'm like, "Yo, Jake and he will be so happy with you guys right now." Jake and he walk outside 5 minutes later. What was the first thing you said?
Let's go to Marcum Station.
This guy. So I have reason for why I say what I say.
I was hungry though.
Me too. Me too.
I was really hungry.
I ain't this and that.
Right.
But we get to Marcum Station now. The line, you know, the takeout section.
Yeah.
Line is out the door. The sit down section closed.
They locked it off.
And normally we'll do the sit down section,
Right.
just so we can get the food, eat it there, and then go home.
Yeah.
So they lock it off. Jake and he said, "Nah, I'm not trying to wait in that line. The inside's closed. Let's go." We go. Pull up to McDonald's. Hi, sorry, unfortunately we're doing
Yeah.
the changeover.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Bro, F you," and I was drunk. My bad, homie, whoever you are, if you're listening to this. But I said, "F you," because I know I worked at McDonald's. I worked the 24-hour shift. That changeover, there's no changeover. They're just tired.
Is that a lie? Don't tell me that's a lie this
Ain't
whole
no
time.
changeover.
Oh, man.
I worked there. But they do it company-wide so that people could get that break for like a staff change or whatever the case. Cleaning the grill. But you don't need an hour. That's a 15-minute job max. Get my nuggets and fries.
Where's my hash brown?
We drive to the one. Sorry, we're closed. We drive to a second one. Sorry, we're closed. We drive to the one by our house. We're like, this is the last straw. Because if this is closed, bro, I am not doing Tim Hortons breakfast. That is the worst case scenario. I would literally go home hungry as opposed to Tim Hortons breakfast.
Which we did.
I went home to crackers. He sent me a picture of some bread. I said, Jesus
Not just
Christ.
the
But I
bread.
didn't. But then I looked at. Then I messaged him. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yo, bro, like it's a sign.
Yeah, stop eating stupidness.
It's a sign. Like
Right.
this is something that we've been talking about that we wanted to be doing for a long time.
Right.
This is a sign.
Mm-hmm.
Like we need to be. Like we can't be out here eating.
Right.
know, this kind of food.
100%. Like, but it's also not just about eat. Like 100%, it's about eating what you put in your body, but it's also what else are you putting in your body? Are you guys taking your vitamins and doing those type of things? You know what I mean? Because that all comes into play as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I take my vitamins every single morning, and then plus I take, like, we're getting older. We got to take
Yeah.
probiotics now. We got to do certain things for our body and flushing on a
Yeah.
regular.
Yeah.
It's a serious thing. So, especially if we're going to be eating late at night, if we're having weird, whacked up schedules,
Yeah.
adding in those extra nutrients when we can, adding in our vitamins, making sure we are taking probiotics and digestive enzymes and all those type of things is going to already start improving your health. without you even really doing much.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you are gonna eat bad, then you are gonna eat late, type of thing. There's like certain teas that you can have beforehand, so you know you
Flush
it
the
flushes
system.
you right after. Or there are certain things like that will suppress your appetite, especially if it's at nighttime. Or you can have a meal replacement shake. So there's certain things that you can do, but you have to want to do it though, because the other option is easier.
Got you.
That's facts, because that's one thing that I'm pretty sure you struggle with. I struggle with is the whole mental thing about it. It's like, do I want to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I always chose that route to, the easy route. Like, yo, let me just call Uber, skip the dishes, and get something to eat. Like, you know what I'm saying? When there's healthy food upstairs, there's a salad, or there's,
Yeah.
there's food that Tasha made upstairs that is like it's good.
Yeah.
But I'm out here ordering Uber Eats.
I
You know
have
what I'm saying?
nuggets. I have nuggets and fries in my freezer. I'm ordering McDonald's nuggets and fries because that
Facts.
one tastes better.
Facts.
I got you.
So like I get the whole mental aspect of it, but how do you overcome that? Like, how does somebody overcome that? Like, because it's not as easy as they say. It's like turn it on the switch and say,
No.
like,
That-
how do you really overcome something like that?
That's when it comes to consistency, because it's not going to take, it doesn't happen right away.
Right.
It
Right.
doesn't. But if you make baby steps every single day, right? Every single day, you start off with one healthy meal a day. You do that for a whole week straight.
Right.
And you're like, oh, I don't really mind these healthy meals. Try to go for two.
Too. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes consistency. You have to train your mind to want it.
Right. Right.
You have to train yourself to be like, this is something I want.
Right. Right.
I got you. All right, people, we're about the halfway mark in the show. Very, very, very amazing conversation we got going so far. Important one. But at the halfway point, we normally remind you guys, make sure to follow us, whatever platform you're listening to us right now on. Hit that follow button. The various platforms we're on is YouTube, where you
Yep.
could see us as well as hear us. But if you can't do that, you could also just listen to us as you're working in that job you need to fire,
Right?
very soon.
Bet.
Or we're on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Make sure and just follow us everywhere, man.
Yeah.
And to homeboy that said, I don't care about the people, and if it's just about the money, or if it's about the people.
Facts.
The past 2 weeks, we've been giving away Amazon gift cards,
Right.
pop-up Amazon gift cards. So anybody that watches the show, right on time, the first person that watches it and gets the gift card code, punches it in,
Right.
and gets a free gift card on Amazon, a la The People's Podcast. So we want to congratulate Keisha for winning last week. Big up, Keisha.
Nice.
Loyal listener from since pre-lime.
Yes.
She's probably listened to every show,
Right.
maybe more than once. So thank you, Keisha, and congratulations for you winning. But today, I will be giving away not one, but two
Hey.
Tsunami tickets
Wow.
on the People's Podcast. Two. So, Mr. Man, yeah, you get your bro to turn up the volume on your phone so you can listen to the instructions of how to win these pair of Tsunami tickets. On your social medias, people, I simply want you guys to take either a screenshot, a mini recording, whatever have you, of the People's Podcast, post it up in your stories, tag J Kitty and Busby, and one of you guys will be a lucky winner of two, not one, two Tsunami tickets, which right now are valued collectively at about $150.
Jeez.
And the Amazon gift cards we was giving away about $20
Funny,
tickets.
yeah.
$20 Amazon gift cards each
Right,
show,
Right.
But Tsunami happened, so
Yeah.
we could give away a couple Tsunami tickets.
Okay.
It's not all about the money, it's about the people too. This is the People's Podcast, and we're giving away a pair of those, all right?
Nice.
So once again, take a video clip, put it on your socials of any part of the podcast that you love the best. Put it on your Instagram stories and tag JKD and DJ Busby and the People's Podcast.
Okay.
What else? Any sponsors that would like to join us here on the show?
Yes.
Devote some time to helping out the project. There was something somebody messaged me that was super dope, bro.
Okay.
They were just like, yo, I love what you guys are doing with the podcast. You guys are literally changing my life. I don't have no business to sponsor you guys, but what I would like to do is the gift cards that you've been giving away.
Mm-hmm.
Can I buy one
Oh, that's dope, bro.
and give it
That's
away
wicked.
as that? Like that was their
Right.
way of
That's nice.
sponsoring us.
Right.
and he was like, I don't necessarily want it to be Amazon per se, because
Okay.
Jeff has enough money.
Right.
But if it could be a gas card or something like that, you know, a groceries card,
Right.
can he please do that? I'm like, no problem, man. I appreciate it.
Wicked.
You doing
Wicked.
anything at all? Thank you.
Right.
So that was very nice of him. He doesn't even want a shout out.
Okay.
He was just like, yo, I don't want anything from this. I just thank you guys for what you do.
Okay. Wicked.
So we
Wicked, man.
appreciate
Big-
all of
big
y'all,
man.
man. Anything you guys could do contribution wise would be appreciated. We're devoting our time for this because we want to see our whole culture evolve.
Right.
But yeah, any businesses that have a business that would like to sponsor us, you guys know you have that sponsorship money
Yeah.
that you could throw around. This would be the perfect place for that.
Still looking for people who work in the hospitality areas. We're looking for people who are particularly in the hotels and the airlines. Please.
Yes, absolutely. We need the discounts.
Yes.
All right, back to the show. No, we need
I thought
the
they were gonna come with something real. They said the discounts.
we need the discounts. It is
Who
what it
has
is.
the buddy pass? No one.
Pause.
Guys, I promise you, the word pause was used about 15 times before we press record on this podcast. We might as well call this the pause studio. Anyway, back to the episode, back to the show.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Miss King, once again for joining us.
Hey.
You know, we talk about, or we've touched on people around you
Yeah.
and the effect that could have on you. How important is it to have maybe not necessarily people around you that are also in line with how you're thinking, but literally like a close-knit group of people that, you know, you could touch base with, give updates on,
Yeah.
or challenge each other, those things. How important is that to the process?
I think it's super important. Like I can say that like I've been blessed to always have like a pretty close knit group of friends. Like, don't get it twisted. We get into arguments. We have our time and stuff like that. But I was blessed that I can say I have a close knit of friends. I have a close knit family. You know what I mean? Like, even though like the older generation, they may not fully understand me sometimes, but I have my few that I could turn to for just about anything. Like, just about anything.
Good.
And like, honestly, if I didn't have those people, and they set me in my place when they need to set me in my place, and thank goodness for that, because boy, sometimes I go off, right?
Yeah.
As they reel me back in. But if I didn't have that type of grouping around me, I honestly don't think I would have been able to push through some of my obstacles I was going through.
Right.
Like, even have that person that you can even talk back a situation to make sure that you're not like thinking about it in a certain way or going off in your own head about it, because that's a big huge thing with with mental illness too. You know, they may not even have that person to just talk to. It's like,
True.
so you'll have that one situation that you'll replay back in your head over and over and over and over to yourself.
Right.
So having that close knit group of people, or that close knit, even that person, it doesn't even have to be a group, you know, that person who's going to be on your side to even just talk things through is super important.
Yeah,
Okay.
very important.
Super important.
Now, you know, when it comes to the health department, a big aspect of that not only is eating but is working out. What are some common misconceptions when it comes to that?
About working out?
Yeah.
Listen, let's be honest. You're gonna get tired, okay? So that's not a misconception.
I'm tired thinking about
You're
it.
gonna get tired. It's going to hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You're probably gonna regret it the first few times you go do it,
Yeah.
because it's gonna be super painful the first few times.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest. It's just, I just can't sugar that one.
Right.
That is what it is. But if you stay consistent with it, it's will give you so much payoff.
Yeah.
It will give you so much payoff. But definitely, like, I don't know, like, it's fun though.
Yeah.
If you find the right thing that you enjoy, it will be fun. Like, it will be fun. Like, if you find the right person, if you find a workout, like someone to keep you motivated, you know, you'll keep on going.
I see that again. I see it like a business. Like, you're doing this for results. You know what I'm saying? You started DJing when?
2008.
And look where you are right now.
Yeah.
You've seen the results from when you first started to now.
Yeah.
I see that with eating and working out. It's like, you know, once you start, you know, it's going to be painful. It's going to be a struggle. But again, later down the road, you're going to see results.
But that also comes from being consistent, right?
True.
You're consistent. Like if you're a half-ass, like
True,
you're not
true.
gonna get nowhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? You wouldn't be selling out the way you're selling out Tsunami.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you weren't doing it consistently
Right.
and showing people that you have a passion for it and it's something you care about. You know what I mean?
Right.
It comes the same thing with your health. You got to show your body. You got to show yourself that that's something that you want for yourself.
Yeah. Because typically, for a lot of not only our generation, just people in general, because you see the statistics of obesity and whatnot,
Right.
health is very low on the priority list for most people.
Right.
Right.
And it's unfortunate because that's not something you have to deal with right now. A lot of people look at it like, if it happens, I'll deal with it. Or when I get older, it's probably when I have to deal with it. But you never know, these things could happen right now. I've definitely been there. When I was much younger, when I didn't work out at all,
Yeah.
and I first did that Good Life Fitness,
Yeah.
Right.
personal my entire body, muscles I didn't even know I had were hurting. I'm like, what is going on with this
Yeah.
right now?
Right.
So the other day, I actually did something for the first time
Okay.
and since probably legit before COVID, if I'm not mistaken. But I did something for the first time, a couple days, light work,
Right.
because I'm not trying to feel that pain
Right.
right now.
Right.
But I want to work up back to that,
Right.
and it feels good to get back in the groove, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's all I gotta say. I'm trying to keep it more consistent moving forward because I don't know. You had a bit of a situation this past week, and
I
I
did,
feel like
and-
it passed on to me, to be honest. But
What?
we'll talk. Say what happened to you, and then
So
we'll talk.
okay, yeah. So again, like when he was talking about we always wait till something
Right.
happens for us to realize we need to make a change.
Mhm.
Again, this week my whole family got hit with a stomach virus, right? But for me, it hit me more just because I feel like I'm overweight, and I have other health complications, and I feel like I always get to a point where when something does bad happen, I'll be like, okay, well now it's the time to change. Now's the time to
Right.
change, and I always never change. I'll go back to my
Or one thing I do. I don't know about you. And sorry to cut you, but
Yeah.
it's like you change.
Right.
Then you get to a certain point.
and
And
right.
then,
Yo,
yeah.
Man's are
Good.
nice right now.
Good.
I'm done yet. Let's
Yeah.
go to Markham
Yeah.
State.
Hey.
No, it's facts. It's
So,
true.
yeah, that's
It's
how
true.
I
Yeah.
operate. I know what it is.
But it's funny because this time around though, my mind actually switched. It's this time I'm like, okay, well I know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm just choosing not to do it.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, JKD? You have 2 kids at home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You have a wife. What? You just gonna lead them?
Yeah.
How they gonna be able to fend for themselves when you're gone? Like you need to do something. You know what to do.
Yeah.
Because the
So-
first step is accepting it, right?
Exactly.
Or admitting whatever the case is.
Right.
Can you explain some of those symptoms that happened to you with that stomach virus? Because I don't know what's going on in me right now, but I feel like something's up.
I never give it to you though.
Boy.
No, I
is it
probably
something that just
wasn't-
passes
okay.
like that? Or
First of all,
if it's something that just passes like
First
this,
of
like,
all-
hold on, wait a minute.
First of all, pause. Jesus Christ. You never get you.
Yeah, sorry.
Jesus. All right. But the symptoms, what was it?
So I had diarrhea. I was vomited, and it was like when I was vomited, it was just all bile, all bile, no food, nothing.
That's the worst.
Aches,
Yeah.
joint aches, fever. I was just sweating. At one point, I was just sweating all the time. Couldn't move. Some points, I couldn't even lie on my stomach. I had to lie in certain positions. It was just horrible, bro. A lot of pain.
Yeah.
A lot of pain.
Not a couple of those symptoms, so I don't know if it's what you're talking about, but something's happening, and I'm not in the best of spirits myself.
Okay.
Sucks. But it's a huge wake up call too. Like these past 2 years that we've dealt with, we're seeing a virus that's gone around and affected the entire world.
Right.
Those situations happen as well. Like, for instance, I'm pretty sure I had COVID before COVID was a thing,
Right.
and I was bedridden for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And what happened to me there was crazy too, because it's you get to a certain situation where you can't even move, and then you're like, I took it for granted when I could. And you never want a situation where, let's just say, knock on wood, your leg falls off or gets cut off or something one day.
Right.
And you're like, well, when I had 2 legs, I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
Right.
but I wish I did, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So don't take those moments for granted either, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, when it comes to, as I said earlier, you know, you're a big advocate, Miss King, for health, especially on your platforms, which is a great thing because people watch you and, you know, they're following you for a reason,
Right.
but you're using your platform for good. So what gave you the drive to want to do that? Because a lot of people just keep that stuff to themselves and just show off them body and bikini and all type of things, summer body. Yeah. But you use it as a platform, not only to do that,
Right?
but
Oh my God.
because you have to show off your things. Yeah. But you use it as a way to advocate for health. So what made you want to do that?
I feel like honestly, since I was like, okay, let's be honest. Since I was a kid, I've always wanted to help people. That's just always been my thing. That's where the whole cooking for people came into play. You know what I mean? What it does for people, how I can make people smile and stuff like that. So when it came to me showing people my progress and what I'm doing for myself and how it was making me feel,
Gotcha.
I want to make other people feel just as happy as I'm feeling,
Right.
or just as good as I'm feeling. So, and that's why I put out every single thing that I do. So I'm like, I'm trying a new product. Hey, you guys, I just tried this product and I'm taking it. It's making me feel this way today. Because I want to be completely transparent with my journey. It's not an easy journey, but it makes me feel good every single day that I'm on it.
That's dope. Just your sense of helping people, just feeling that alone is good.
Right.
And I honestly didn't even realize that it was a help, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I really didn't realize until that time when I stopped doing it for a little bit because of the new job and the depression kicked back in, all these types of things. And my DM started snapping, like, where are you? I was like, where am I? What do you mean?
Right,
Where?
right.
Like, I need my morning motivation. Where is my
Right.
good morning, happy Monday? I'm like,
right,
you guys doing
right.
my happy thing? Oh, snap, I didn't know you guys pay
Right,
attention like
right.
that. That's sweet. So even that has pushed me back into a gear of like, I'm not just doing this for myself. I'm doing this for
Yeah.
everyone else.
Yeah.
Leading
That's
by
good.
example.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing what you're doing, and me too. I was one of those people cheering you on when I saw your post. I was like, "Yo, wicked," because I have a lot of admiration for that drive.
Mm-hmm.
Like people see my business drive and have so much like respect for it. Like,
Right.
Buzz, you're doing it, but like that's just something that's come natural to me.
Right.
But like even like my sister, she's been going at it, and I'm just watching her like, yo, I wish I had that right now.
Right.
I have the business sense like to get what I need to get done. 1,000 tickets sold out in a couple hours.
Right.
I'm doing something right there.
Right.
Yeah.
But the other part of it is difficult,
Yeah.
you know? And with that being said, you know, you must have had a lot of goals that you've checked off thus far.
Yeah. I checked off a
maybe,
few.
maybe share some of those with us as well as upcoming ones. Like what goals you have for your future.
So health wise, fitness wise, I would say. So I lost about 30 pounds.
Congrats.
Right. But that's not enough for me. Not as much as the pounds. It's just how I want to look and feel in my clothes.
Okay.
Jeez, Caravana is coming up, and the way the costumes are strings, and mine is a string. So listen, I want to be looking fly as ever.
Which band is that for the men that are watching that want to know?
Like, Saldina. Saldina is,
Okay,
I've
okay,
always
okay.
been Team Saldina. I'm sorry. This is
okay.
you know.
Got you.
But so that's definitely one of my goals, to be looking the absolute best I've ever looked in a costume. I've been playing math since I was 18. I have every single costume. I have every single headpiece. I need to look the best I've ever looked in a costume. That's one of my upcoming goals.
Okay.
So it's not even about the weight at this point in time. It's just about how I look.
Okay.
For sure, I'm trying to reduce my overall body fat and those type of things because I'm trying to be the healthiest I've ever been. I'm trying to be able to, basically this year, I'm taking this year to start to train.
Yeah.
To train my body to start running again, those type of things, because next year I'm getting back into rugby. And it's that when that happens,
Yeah.
it's going to be a problem because the body's going to be dumb, right? So like right
Come
now,
here, here, D's.
yeah, yo, hey.
Start up to JK. Mayu.
Right there.
Yeah.
But I would say definitely that's one of my like upcoming goals, and just continue just being an inspiration to other people to be more healthy.
Dope.
Like I'm trying to maybe even take on like a few clients and give them personalized meal prep menus and those type of things, and work with them with their fitness goals and stuff like
Okay.
that, and just
Okay.
kind of keep everyone accountable.
Nice.
Nice.
So are you gonna change it from the attention that you received to an actual business, or have you already done that?
So the meal prep part of the business, it's there.
Yeah.
But I think I'm kind of changing the business right now
Gotcha.
because I feel like I'm very personal even with my meal prep. I
Right.
let you choose from a variety of different different choices. If you're trying to bulk up, if you're trying to get more lean, all those type of things,
Yeah.
I will alter your food for you. Especially if you're allergic to certain things, whatever. I build it for you in
Right.
however way I feel like it's gonna help you succeed the most. That's what we'll do, right? So I feel like with that, because I'm so personal already, I want to be part of your full journey.
Okay.
Got you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You mentioned earlier, and I apologize if you did touch on it and I didn't catch it, but you mentioned earlier that you left that job because that was something you hated and that was not what you wanted to do.
Right.
So what is what you want to do?
That is such a difficult question.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just
Okay.
didn't know if you had anything in mind or if you're
so
still.
I'm back in school again. So I got a new job,
Got it.
right?
Okay.
I got a new job, and I've been a project manager, like event coordinator for the last 10 plus years. That's something that some people don't know about because I've always done it in corporate type of life. So I'm back in an administration role, but it's a role that's allowed me now to go back into school. So now I'm
Okay.
back in school. So
Great.
now I'm getting, more service and stuff like that. And I'm trying to find a way to bridge my worlds together.
Okay.
I have two worlds, and this has been a constant battle of mine.
Yeah.
I love being an entrepreneur. I love being able to do my own thing,
Right.
but I have this corporate life that I've been building since I was like 19, 20.
Right. Right.
Like,
Can't just throw that
I
away.
can't just throw that away. So
Yeah.
now I'm trying to find a way. How am I going to bridge these two together?
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm trying to find what's the right schooling paths for, how can I introduce Miss King's Kitchen into my workplace? You know what I mean? How can I introduce it in a way that, it gets funded or whatever, just trying to find find a happy place.
Right.
I'm trying to find a happy place, right? So I can't fully answer that right now.
No.
All I know is that right now I'm on a path to being better than I was last year,
Yeah.
Nice.
right? And I've put certain roadblocks and certain situations ahead of myself that I have to check mark to be able to get to the next step type of thing.
Got you. No, and that mindset is everything.
Yeah.
Some people could be even closer to the finish line than you, but because they don't have the drive to get to the finish line, you'll probably pass them.
Hey.
And it's not a race at the end of the day, but that's just an analogy.
Yeah.
Right.
You have any other?
Yeah, I just want to know, like, who are some motivational, like, I guess, I won't even say celebrities, but people that you look up to, like, and it doesn't have to be, fitness related. Like, who are some people that you actually like look to, that to get your juices going, to get like you moving for the day.
And this is gonna, like, to me, I hardly ever look outside too much to get my motivation.
Right.
Like, and when I say outside, I mean like celebrities and those type of things.
Yeah.
For sure, I follow, like, I'm a big Beachbody fan. So
Okay.
when I first started working out during COVID, it was through Beachbody. I was doing all their at-home workouts.
Right.
I love some of their fitness people. They really help push me, like, mentally, even during the videos. But who really pushes me to make sure I get to my next step and reminds me all the time is my grandma.
Nice.
Like, she is even when now that she, like, my grandma unfortunately has the dementia right now. I'm telling you, it doesn't even matter that she has dementia. When she sees me, she's like, so what's going on with the business and what's going on with
Right.
your work life? You figure it out yet?
Yeah.
Right?
Cherish that.
Like, and
Yeah.
she keeps me accountable at all times. When I was gaining, like, when I was on my bigger set time, she was very vocal about it. You gotta
Right.
love Jamaicans. Boy,
Right,
you look
right.
fat.
Yes, yeah.
You look fat.
Yes.
You don't want to go up
Yeah.
a size?
No filter
sure?
whatsoever.
Like,
Right.
no
Yeah.
filter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But her story of how she was one of, like, the pioneers of our family to even bring us all up here. She used to be walking to school with no shoes on. You know what I mean? Now she's one of the people that brought us all over here, where we have multiple houses, we have acres, we're doing big things, we have businesses,
Right.
so if I cannot achieve at least half of what she achieved or half of what my parents achieved, I failed.
Yeah.
So that is probably one of my biggest pushes. I don't even need anyone else. I got my
Nice.
family to be my my inspo.
That's
Nice.
dope. That's really dope. Normally with the guests, we like to ask a little bit of a speed round because with our, it's not too much pressure. Don't
Okay,
worry, don't
all
worry.
right.
With our show, we touch on 4 key topics weekly that, we feel like could help our culture and our generation. And those topics, I'll call out one by one. As soon as you hear it, just give us the first thing that comes to mind when it comes to that topic.
Okay.
So the first one is relationships.
Stand your ground.
Very good. Yeah. Stand
Like,
your ground.
stand your ground in any relationship. I don't know if I'm allowed to expand, but I'm gonna expand real
Yes,
quick
please
though.
expand.
Please.
Because doesn't matter what relationship, between your friends and between your
Right,
man,
right.
between your family. Set your boundaries, people. Know what you're trying to get out of those relationships.
Yep.
Because they will take over you. They will ensure that they're getting what they want out of the relationship.
Yep.
So make sure you're getting what you need out of it. And if you're not,
a good
please
one.
just drop it.
Love that. Yeah, it's not a perspective we always hear when we ask that,
Right,
that
yeah.
question. So that was relationship. Next, wealth.
Success.
Success. Dope. So how do you, now I'll just ask you a follow-up question to that. How do you, how would you equate wealth to success?
And because I guess, when people say wealth, they're automatically going to go to money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's not necessarily just money. It's also your health as well. Your health is wealth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
Good one.
My health is my wealth.
Right.
Because without my health, I ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
True.
It was a YouTube video I saw from one of them guys that do YouTube reviews on certain stuff, and he had mentioned, when you do certain things, try to do it with the mindset of what do you want written on your tombstone.
Right.
If it's not your tombstone, what would you want somebody to write in your Wikipedia
Right.
biography? Operate like that, and it's not just this person made a killing.
Right.
This person did whatever they had to do for money.
yeah.
Right.
You might want to be known for something more than that. What did you
Exactly.
do for your culture?
Yeah.
What did you do for the community? What did you do for whatever field you were operating in, at the
Yeah.
highest level?
Right.
Keep those things in mind when you're moving forward.
100%.
As wealth, we've been talking about it for 2 hours or an hour, but entertainment, health.
Health.
Well, can I not just say wealth again?
Yeah, you
Like-
can. No,
Well,
Like
Whatever answer
health,
you-
wealth, we're,
Health as well.
it is.
they tie in.
And
to
I
each
feel
other.
like a lot of people really need to, when you think about your health, you need to think about wealth.
Yeah.
You honestly need to stop thinking about it as a chore or anything else, and think about it as you being successful for yourself.
true.
Like,
True.
And again, another follow up for that. I normally watch a lot of content throughout the week, so I get these gems weekly.
Right.
Somebody else, and it struck me too when they said it. They were saying, when they're hiring people within their business and they're hiring or looking to bring in people into the fold, when it comes to health, they look at that in an individual because that shows a sense of discipline. And that discipline could be applied to various aspects of what they do business wise.
Right. Right.
yeah,
If they don't have the health down packed, that person probably just could throw everything one day and eat whatever they want. So
Jeez.
then when it comes to business, they might do the same. And whether that may be true or not, people think like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even conceptualize that.
yeah,
Certain people may not give you an opportunity just because you're not together,
Right.
eh.
Right.
So that's a crazy one to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Last but not least, entertainment.
Entertainment. Joy? Is it weird that I want to
No.
say joy right now?
No, it's not.
Because to be entertained, I love entertaining, and when I'm entertaining, I'm joy, happy. You know what I mean? It's all of it. It's all of it. So I
Gotcha.
definitely want to say entertainment, joy,
Wicked.
joy.
Okay.
Now, well, Ms. King, we appreciate you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you guys again for having me.
Yes,
No
for
problem.
sure.
And let them know where they could follow you on social so they can keep up with your journey.
Yeah, man. So if you guys want to hear my morning spills, _ Cola King. And then if you guys want any tips and tricks when it comes to your meal prep or, want to see what I'm whipping up in the kitchen, Miss King's Kitchen. MS King's Kitchen, all one word. You find me on YouTube. You find me on IG. You find me on Facebook. I'm all over the place.
Oh, she putting in that work.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know what? Can you just Google Nicole King? Just Google Nicole King and just watch the Food Network one pop up, and then come talk to
yes.
me.
Oh yes.
Like,
Oh yes.
right?
I totally
Flexing
forgot.
on us.
I totally forgot that.
Just saying.
Yes.
I
Yes.
like it. I like it. I like it. But you said Nicole King, so we don't have to mute it out.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah.
Fine, I guess not.
So when you hear it back, yeah, that's why I didn't mute it out. But thank you once again. Appreciate you so much.
Yes.
That was another episode of the People's Podcast. Guys, make sure you are subscribed, following us. Make sure to like, comment. We love to hear your comments under the in the comment section.
Yep.
And all that good stuff. Share it with a friend.
Yep.
Post about it. All like anything you could do. You don't have to give us money in order to sponsor us.
Facts.
Simply sponsoring a few thumb clicks and a few
That's
seconds
all.
out of your day to help. That's all we could ask.
Yep.
And your attention is all we ask as well. Thank you. Yeah, go back to the middle of the podcast. I'm not trying to repeat all that. I've been dealing with, I've been dealing with these
I hear you, man. I
horrible
hear you.
customers for 2 hours. My head hurts, and I gotta go deal with it again.
Okay.
Anyway, let me know. Yeah. All right, people. That was another episode of the People's Podcast, and we out.
Peace. Let's go to Markup Station now.